Hey, what's good? It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm going to hit y'all with a review of the Breeze Brewin album entitled Hindsight. Let's get to it. So, Breeze Brewin is a seasoned lyricist coming out of the Bronx, New York. He is mostly known for his work with the rap group the Juggaknots, but he was also a part of the indelible MC supergroup, which consisted of LP, Big Just, J Treads, and the Juggaknots. Some of you may also remember Breeze Brewin from his appearance as Tariq on Prince Paul's classic concept album, A Prince Among Thieves from 1999. But Breeze Brewin is pretty much a staple in New York City's underground rap scene. If you are old enough to recall, the Juggaknots were one of the most popular underground rap groups back in 1996 and 1997. They released their Clear Blue Skies album in 1996, but it was later reissued and renamed the re-release in 2003. That album had standout songs like Trouble Man, Jive Talk, Lucifer, A Rainy Day, and Clear Blue Skies. Now, Clear Blue Skies was their most celebrated song as a group. Nonetheless, Breeze Brewin is back on the scene, although from his flowing and rhyming on this album, it feels like he never left. However, at some point in his rap career, he did become a classroom teacher, and he even has a song about his experience as one on this album. But let me get straight into this project entitled Hindsight, which is his debut album, surprisingly. I know, after all those years in the game, he is just now dropping a solo debut. This project contains 13 tracks with a total runtime of approximately 46 minutes. There are no guest appearances, just a whole album of Breeze Brewin spitting his mystifying rhymes over some solid production. When we talk about producers who laid down beats for this album, you have Black Milk, DJ Maceo of De La Soul, Marco Polo, DJ Spinna, Parallel Thought, Seb Baj, and Breeze Brewin himself. The production is pretty solid as a whole. The beats are good enough, not incredible, but they do serve as sufficient backdrops for Breeze to do his thing on the MIC. But with that being said, let me go ahead and hit y'all with this track by track breakdown. The opening song, Gotta Love It, has Breeze Brewin flowing over this crunchy, head bobbing, and upbeat instrumental. The beat kind of reminds me of something you would hear produced from the Beatnuts. I definitely enjoyed the KRS-One vocal sample and scratches. Yeah, I thought this was a solid opening song. The second track is The Uninvited, produced by Black Milk. The beat has a very smooth but grungy feel. I like the Nas scratching as well as the female vocal snippet on the hook. On this one, Breeze Brewin is telling the story of the Juggaknots' musical come up. He's also speaking on his friend who sort of had his back in getting the group some industry shine, but their buzz was unfortunately short-lived. Now, it seems that Breeze Brewin has no animosity towards his friend, but you can sense that he had hoped that he could have done more for him and the group, perhaps given his industry connection. Track 3 is a conceptual song entitled Road Rage. Breeze Brewin likens his frustrations with the music biz to the feelings of road rage. So you have this theme of transportation embedded into his bars. The beat is a stripped back but head nodding loop. It has somewhat of an 80s breakbeat feel. The next song is Bumpy Johnson, another conceptual record, but it's about men who are dealing with multiple women. So these are guys who are not seeking monogamous relationships. He refers to this type of guy as a love gangster. Now, you got to listen to the full track to understand why he is calling it Bumpy Johnson. But if you are down with the old slang, then you will at least know what Johnson means. This had a pretty lively soul sample beat with the gangsta boogie vocal sample in the background. It was another very solid storytelling and conceptual track. After this is PPT, which stands for Pessimistic Personal Trainer. The theme to this record is how to overcome negative criticism, hence the Pessimistic Personal Trainer title. It's another fun and upbeat record with more sample-based production. You will notice the Joe Budden working my nerves like a personal trainer sample throughout. Now, I don't dislike this song, but I feel it does have a little too much quirky and playful energy to it. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's probably nothing I'm gonna really play in the whip. Then on Taking Notes, Breeze Brewin shares some of his experiences as an educator. And like I said earlier, Breeze Brewin is actually a classroom teacher in real life. On this record, he talks about the challenges that both the students and the educator faces in the school setting. At times, the kids frustrate him and it seems hopeless, but Breeze acknowledges the bigger role and responsibility he has to get the students on the right path to be productive citizens. Having had experience as an educator myself, I could definitely relate to this song in a big way. And it's really not a track that you would typically hear from most rappers because many aren't going to have that unique in the classroom experience. But I thought this was an important concept to cover and a dope song overall. After this is the DJ Maceo produced Keep It Up. You are getting an old school funk type of backdrop here. Breeze talks about an out of shape couple who are no longer attracted to each other until they decide to go back to the gym and get fit. I'm not sure if Breeze Brewin also has a background as a personal trainer because I feel like he has mentioned it several times throughout this LP, or at least talking about exercise more than a couple times. I mean, that is at least what I perceived the track to be about, but Breeze Brewin really keeps you on your toes as a listener. His bars are never entirely straightforward, so some of these tracks just may go over your head without multiple listens. At least they did for me, I gotta be honest. The following track is translated on top of a skeletal drum and bass loop. Breeze flexes some of his lyrical wizardry. He's really just gliding effortlessly on this simple but effective beat. Right after is the Marco Polo produced King Oxymoron, or as Breeze Brewin calls it, King Oxymoron. You're going to witness a lot of mind-bending wordplay on this one. You might have to rewind it multiple times to fully catch everything, but for me, I really enjoyed this one for his flow and the production. Immediately after is Mentor or Mentoree, produced by DJ Spinna, who was one of the go-to producers for the New York rap underground scene in the late 90s. This boom bap production is breezy and smooth. Breeze Brewin is having a conversation, a back and forth between a rapper from the old school and the new school. Basically, he's speaking on the generational divide in hip hop. You know, the old dudes who hate on and misunderstand the music from the youth, while the youth characterizes, or should I say mischaracterizes, the old heads as being out of touch and corny. This has been a constant battle between the age groups in hip hop, but Breeze Brewin has a mature and simple solution, and that is to combine the best of both worlds. Breeze Brewin states, because we could wild out and be enemies on some lock and load, or we could try to build legacies on some rock and roll. Look here, we never win. Without top rookies and top veterans, never settling for less. I guess, let's get it then. This was one of my favorite songs from the project in terms of the concept, bars, hook, and production. What follows is The Application, a record where Breeze Brewin runs down his list of qualifications over a bouncy piano loop. He's got a pretty damn detailed resume. During the interview, he adds, cats could get a business class from Eric and Parrish to make it matter, breaking the atoms to get sparked. I remember a few professors like Griff, Large, and Chris Parker. Looking back, definitely gather ways to get ahead. How to magnificently have it made from special education. So he's dropping a lot of classic hip hop names, songs, and album titles, letting the interview know that he's not new to this. He's true to this. But by the end of the interview, he walks out realizing that he's overqualified anyway, and they likely wouldn't appreciate his knowledge. The second to last song, I Papa, is a storytelling track about a stunning looking woman who entices men and gets them off their game. Out of the several soul sample instrumentals on this tape, this was easily my favorite one. I thought the Ghostface Killah vocal sample was a nice addition. Then this project closes out with the single Devil's Advocate, a song where Breeze Brewin offers some pretty sharp criticism of Donald Trump's colossal failure and corruption as president. I liked how Breeze Brewin was able to concisely list the main failures of Donald Trump's presidency while also infusing some humor, almost as if it was a Daily Show skit. That's kind of the creativity that Breeze was displaying here. Overall, I would give this project a rating of a strong 3.5 to a light 4 mics, but I'll probably just go with a 4 since the lyrical content was so strong. Although it is unfortunate that this album will likely go under the radar, but I feel this was a strong debut from one of the most respected lyrical OGs in New York rap's underground. Breeze Brewin still has it as an artist 20 plus years later. His flow is still as buttery smooth as it was in 1999. This is a very bar heavy album with endless and effortless MCing. If you like thought-provoking conceptual songs, strong wordplay, and records that give you a witty perspective on the mundane aspects of everyday life, then Breeze Brewin got you covered. The only slight drawback to me might have been the beats at times. Let me be clear, none of these instrumentals were whack, and they all served as decent backdrops for Breeze's rapping, but they weren't always mind-blowing to me. Still, I didn't think they were, bad. I just wouldn't have minded him working with some, more current producers in the underground like Nicholas Craven, Ito, or 38 Special. But yeah, this was a solid release. If you haven't already, be sure to peep the Juggaknots album re-release from 1996 as it is on streaming services, and that's if you want to get a clearer understanding of the Juggaknots' impact on the underground scene in the mid to late 90s. My favorite tracks include The Uninvited, Taking Notes, Translated, King Oxymoron, Mentor E, Application, I Papa, and The Devil's Advocate. Let me know what you thought about this project in the comment section below. What should I check out next? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Breeze Brewin, Hindsight 1.